In the heart of a continent rich with history, culture, and innovation lies a union of nations unlike any other. The European Union, a powerhouse of collective economic might, political diplomacy, and social diversity. But amidst the unity, a question lingers: who really leads Europe? Welcome back to Julian, where we dive deep into the stories shaping our world. Today, we're peeling back the layers of the European Union to uncover the forces that drive it. From the historic streets of Paris and Berlin to the bustling capitals of its newest members, leadership within the EU is a complex dance of diplomacy, economics, and strategic alliances. For decades, the Franco-German alliance has been at the heart of the EU, steering its direction. But as the Union expands and global challenges arise, new players enter the stage and the balance of power shifts. Today, we explore the intricate web of influence and leadership within the European Union. Who holds the reins, and how is the future of Europe being shaped by its leaders? We'll delve into the historical alliances that have defined the Union, the economic dynamics at play, and the emerging voices shaping its future. Join us as we uncover the leaders of Europe in a journey through its past, present, and into the future. From the corridors of power in Brussels to the national capitals that each hold a piece of the puzzle, understanding who commands Europe is key to grasping the continent's past and its path forward. So whether you're a history buff, a political enthusiast, or simply curious about the world around you, stay tuned as we answer the question: who really leads Europe? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest explorations. Now let's dive in.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
The dawn of unity, Europe's journey from ruins to union. In the tapestry of European history, the seeds of today's European Union were sown in the aftermath of the Second World War, a period marked by a fervent desire for peace and stability. The story begins in the mid-20th century with the formation of the European Coal and Steel Community, a bold initiative aimed at binding the continent's central powers, France and Germany, together in such a way that war between them would become unthinkable. This visionary project laid the groundwork for the European Economic Community, established by the Treaty of Rome in 1957, marking the first steps towards a unified market and a new era of European cooperation. As the decades passed, the community expanded its reach, welcoming new members and deepening its integration with the Single European Act and the Maastricht Treaty, which in 1993 officially birthed the European Union as we know it today. The euro, introduced in 1999, further cemented this unity, offering a tangible symbol of a shared European identity and economic interdependence. Yet the journey was not without its challenges. Economic disparities, political upheavals, and the delicate balance of national sovereignty versus collective decision-making have continually tested the resilience of the Union. As we delve deeper into the 21st century, the European Union stands as a testament to the power of diplomacy and shared vision. Its history is a reminder of the complexities and triumphs of forging unity in a continent once divided by war and rivalry. This historical context sets the stage for understanding the current dynamics of leadership within the European Union, where the legacy of its founding principles continues to influence the balance of power and the quest for a common future. The Power Duo, unveiling the Franco-German engine of Europe. At the heart of the European Union's intricate web of power lies the Franco-German Axis, a bilateral partnership that has historically served as the driving force behind many of the EU's most significant policies and initiatives. This alliance, often referred to as the engine of the EU, is rooted in a post-war determination to ensure peace and stability in Europe by binding these two former adversaries together through economic and political cooperation. The Franco-German Axis has evolved over the decades, adapting to the changing landscape of European politics and the global stage. It began with the Elysée Treaty in 1963, a friendship treaty that formalized the cooperation between France and Germany. This treaty laid the foundation for a series of collaborative efforts that would steer the direction of the European project. In the realm of economic policy, France and Germany have often found common ground, advocating for a strong and stable Eurozone. Their collaboration has been pivotal in navigating the EU through financial crisis, shaping the bloc's economic governance and driving forward the integration of the single market. Politically, the Franco-German alliance has been instrumental in pushing for enlargement and deeper integration, championing the expansion of the EU to include Eastern European countries after the Cold War. This move not only extended the reach of the EU, it also brought new dynamics into the Franco-German relationship as they worked together to integrate these new members into the EU framework. However, the relationship has not been without its tensions. Differences in approach to fiscal policy, defense, and foreign affairs have occasionally surfaced, reflecting the distinct national interests and political cultures of France and Germany. Yet, even in times of disagreement, the Franco-German axis has demonstrated a remarkable capacity for compromise and reconciliation, often finding a middle path that guides the broader EU agenda. As we look to the future, the Franco-German axis remains a cornerstone of European Union leadership, embodying the spirit of cooperation that is essential for the EU's continued success. Their partnership, while occasionally tested, stands as a symbol of the potential for unity and collective action in the face of Europe's challenges and aspirations. The European Colossus, Germany's economic grip on the EU. Germany's position as Europe's economic powerhouse is a central pillar in the architecture of the European Union's power dynamics. With the largest economy in the EU, Germany's economic strength and stability have a profound impact on the Union's policies and direction. This segment explores the roots and ramifications of Germany's economic dominance within the EU. The foundation of Germany's economic might lies in its robust industrial sector, renowned for high-quality engineering, automotive manufacturing, and technological innovation. This industrial strength is complemented by a strong culture of fiscal discipline and a commitment to maintaining a competitive business environment. Germany's export-driven economy has not only fueled its own growth, but has also made it a critical player in the global market, further enhancing its influence within the European Union. Germany's economic dominance affords it significant sway in EU economic policymaking. It is made a leading advocate for fiscal responsibility, pushing for policies that promote budgetary discipline and economic stability across the Union. This stance has been particularly evident during times of economic crisis, such as the Eurozone debt crisis, where Germany played a key role in shaping the EU's response and the conditions for financial assistance to member states in distress. However, Germany's economic policies and its approach to fiscal discipline have sparked debates within the EU. Critics argue that its emphasis on austerity measures has placed undue burdens on economically weaker member states, exacerbating inequalities within the Union. These tensions highlight the complex interplay between national interests and collective EU goals, with Germany's economic philosophy often at the center of these discussions. Moreover, Germany's economic dominance raises questions about the balance of power within the EU. While it has been a force for stability and growth, there is an ongoing dialogue about ensuring that no single member state's interests dominate the Union's agenda. This includes exploring mechanisms for more equitable economic development and fostering environments where all member states can thrive. In conclusion, Germany's economic dominance is a double-edged sword. It contributes significantly to the EU's overall strength and stability, but also challenges the Union to find a balance that respects the interests and needs of all member states. As the EU navigates its future, Germany's role and the management of its economic influence will continue to be key factors in shaping the trajectory of the Union. New frontiers, the EU's bold leap into the East. The European Union's expansion eastward, a strategic and transformative process initiated in the early 2000s, marked a significant milestone in the EU's history. This enlargement was not just a geographical broadening, but also a deepening of the Union's political, economic, and cultural fabric. This segment delves into the motivations, challenges, and impacts of the EU's eastward expansion. The journey towards enlargement began with the fall of the Berlin Wall and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union, which opened the door for Central and Eastern European countries to join the European community. The EU's eastward expansion was driven by a combination of geopolitical strategy, economic interests, and the desire to spread the stability, peace, and prosperity that had been developed in Western Europe during the second half of the 20th century. In 2004, the EU welcomed 10 new member states, most of which were from Central and Eastern Europe. This historic enlargement was followed by the accession of Bulgaria and Romania in 2007 and Croatia in 2013, bringing the total number of member states to 28 before the UK's departure in 2020. The expansion eastward presented both opportunities and challenges. On one hand, it significantly increased the EU's population, market size, and diversity, offering new economic opportunities and reinforcing the EU's position on the global stage. On the other hand, it introduced complexities in terms of economic disparities, political integration, and the absorption of countries with different historical experiences and institutional capacities. One of the most pressing challenges was the economic integration of new member states, many of which had emerging economies that were significantly different in structure and development level compared to the older EU members. The EU addressed these challenges through structural funds and cohesion policies, designed to reduce disparities and promote harmonious development across the Union. Moreover, the expansion influenced the EU's political dynamics and decision-making processes. The inclusion of new members with their own perspectives and priorities necessitated adjustments in governance structures and policy-making mechanisms to accommodate a more diverse Union. The eastward expansion also had a profound impact on the EU's external relations, particularly with Russia, as the EU's border moved closer to Russian territory. This shift has been a factor in the evolving relationship between the EU and Russia, with implications for security, energy policy, and diplomatic relations. In conclusion, the EU's expansion eastward is a testament to the Union's adaptability and commitment to its foundational principles of unity and solidarity. While it has brought about significant benefits, it also continues to pose challenges that require ongoing attention and cooperation among member states. The process of integrating and harmonizing the interests of a diverse and expanded union remains a critical task for ensuring the long-term success and cohesion of the European project. Rising stars, the new voices shaping the future of Europe. As the European Union evolves, the landscape of influence within the bloc is witnessing a shift, with emerging players beginning to assert their presence and influence alongside traditional powerhouses like France and Germany. This segment explores the rise of these emerging players, their contributions to the EU's dynamics, and the implications for the future of European integration. The enlargement of the EU, particularly towards Eastern Europe, has not only diversified the Union's membership but also introduced new voices and perspectives into the European discourse. Countries like Poland, the Baltic states, and more recently, nations from the Western Balkans aspiring for membership have started to play more significant roles in shaping the EU's policies and priorities. Poland, with its robust economy and strategic location, has emerged as a leader among the newer EU member states. It has been vocal in discussions on energy security, migration, and the EU's digital agenda, advocating for policies that reflect the interests and concerns of Central and Eastern Europe. Similarly, the Baltic states have become influential in matters related to cybersecurity and defense, leveraging their geopolitical position and experiences to drive the EU's stance on these critical issues. Beyond the East, smaller member states like Ireland and Luxembourg have carved out niches for themselves, influencing financial and digital economy policies respectively. Their success demonstrates how countries can exert influence beyond their size by focusing on specific policy areas and building coalitions. The rise of these emerging players has introduced new dynamics into the EU's decision-making processes. It has underscored the importance of consensus building and the need for mechanisms that ensure all member states, regardless of size or economic power, have a voice in shaping the Union's future. This shift is reflective of the EU's foundational principle of unity and diversity, where each member contributes to the collective strength and direction of the Union. However, the increasing assertiveness of emerging players also presents challenges, particularly in achieving consensus on contentious issues. The diverse economic backgrounds, political cultures, and priorities of member states can lead to friction and complicate negotiations on EU-wide policies. This has been evident in debates over migration, fiscal policy, and the rule of law, where differing viewpoints have necessitated complex negotiations to find common ground. The emergence of new influencers within the EU also has implications for the Union's external relations. As these countries gain confidence and seek to project their interests on the global stage, they are shaping the EU's foreign policy, from relations with neighboring countries to the broader geopolitical challenges posed by powers like Russia and China. In conclusion, the rise of emerging players within the European Union is reshaping the bloc's internal dynamics and its approach to global challenges. Their increasing influence highlights the evolving nature of European integration, where diversity and consensus building are key to navigating the complexities of the 21st century. As the EU continues to adapt, the contribution of these emerging players will be crucial in steering the Union towards a cohesive and resilient future. The heartbeat of Europe, inside the European Commission's power play. The European Commission stands at the core of the European Union's political and administrative framework, functioning as the executive arm responsible for proposing legislation, implementing decisions, upholding the EU treaties, and managing the day-to-day operations of the Union. This segment delves into the Commission's pivotal role in shaping the EU's policies, its influence on the Union's direction, and the implications for member states and EU citizens alike. At the helm of the Commission is the President, who, along with commissioners from each of the EU member states, oversees various departments known as Directorates General, each responsible for specific policy areas such as trade, environment, or migration. This structure ensures that the Commission is equipped to address the wide range of issues facing the Union, from internal market regulations to international trade negotiations. The Commission's role as the guardian of the EU treaties places it in a unique position to influence the direction of the European project. By proposing legislation that aligns with the Union's objectives, the Commission not only shapes the legislative agenda but also ensures that the principles of solidarity, fairness, and sustainability are embedded within the EU's policies. Its proposals are subject to the approval of the European Parliament and the Council of the European Union, reflecting the EU's commitment to democratic governance and the balance of power. One of the Commission's most significant responsibilities is managing the EU's budget, which involves allocating funds to programs and projects that advance the Union's strategic objectives. This includes investments in infrastructure, research and innovation, climate action, and cohesion funds aimed at reducing disparities among regions. Through its budgetary role, the Commission directly impacts the economic and social development of member states, demonstrating the tangible benefits of EU membership. The Commission also plays a crucial role in representing the EU on the global stage, negotiating international agreements and partnerships that enhance the Union's economic and geopolitical interests. Its actions in areas such as trade, climate diplomacy, and international cooperation are instrumental in positioning the EU as a global leader committed to multilateralism and sustainable development. However, the Commission's influential role is not without challenges. It must navigate the complex political landscape of the EU, where national interests and European ideals often intersect and sometimes conflict. The Commission's proposals can become focal points for debate among member states, highlighting the delicate balance between advancing common EU policies and respecting national sovereignty. Moreover, the Commission's effectiveness and legitimacy depend on its ability to engage with European citizens and ensure that its actions reflect their interests and concerns. Transparency, accountability, and communication are key to maintaining public trust and support for the European project. In conclusion, the European Commission is a central pillar of the European Union's governance structure, driving the integration process and shaping the policies that affect the lives of millions of Europeans. Its role in steering the EU towards a future of prosperity, solidarity, and sustainability underscores the importance of effective and visionary leadership within the Commission. As the EU faces new challenges and opportunities, the Commission's ability to adapt and innovate will be crucial for the Union's continued success. Crossroads of Destiny: the European Union's toughest battles ahead. The European Union, a unique and ambitious integration project, faces a myriad of challenges that test its resilience, unity, and vision for the future. This segment explores the current challenges confronting the EU, ranging from internal divisions to external pressures, and the implications for its path forward. Economic disparities and recovery. Despite the EU's efforts to promote economic cohesion, significant disparities persist between its member states, exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenge lies in fostering a robust and inclusive economic recovery that benefits all member states, addressing issues such as unemployment, investment gaps, and the digital divide. The Next Generation EU Recovery Plan and the European Green Deal are pivotal in this context, aiming to rebuild a post-pandemic Europe that is greener, more digital, and more resilient. Rule of law and democratic values. The EU prides itself on being a union of values, including respect for human dignity, freedom, democracy, equality, and the rule of law. However, concerns over the erosion of democratic norms in some member states pose a significant challenge. Issues such as judicial independence, media freedom, and minority rights have sparked debates on how to ensure that all member states uphold the Union's foundational values. Migration and asylum policy. The management of migration and asylum seekers remains a contentious issue within the EU. The challenge is to develop a fair, effective, and unified European asylum and migration policy that respects international obligations and solidarity among member states, while also addressing security concerns and social integration. External relations and geopolitical shifts. The EU faces a complex international landscape characterized by rising geopolitical tensions, global power shifts, and challenges to the rules-based international order. Relations with strategic partners and rivals, such as the United States, China, and Russia, require careful navigation to protect the EU's interests and values. Additionally, instability in the EU's neighborhood, particularly in the eastern and southern regions, demands a proactive and coherent foreign policy. Climate change and sustainability. As the impacts of climate change become increasingly evident, the EU's commitment to becoming the first climate-neutral continent by 2050 is both a challenge and an opportunity. The European Green Deal outlines ambitious policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, promote sustainable energy, and protect biodiversity. The challenge lies in implementing these policies effectively, ensuring a just transition that leaves no person or region behind. Digital transformation. The rapid pace of digital transformation presents both opportunities for growth and innovation, as well as challenges related to cybersecurity, data protection, and digital sovereignty. The EU's digital strategy aims to make this digital transformation work for people and businesses, while ensuring Europe's global competitiveness. Brexit. The United Kingdom's departure from the EU has had significant political, economic, and social implications. Navigating the post-Brexit relationship, particularly in areas such as trade, security, and regulatory alignment, remains a challenge for the EU as it seeks to preserve its interests and ensure stability in the region. In conclusion, the European Union stands at a crossroads, facing challenges that will define its future trajectory. Addressing these challenges requires solidarity, innovation, and a renewed commitment to the principles of unity and cooperation that have guided the EU since its inception. As it navigates these turbulent waters, the EU's actions will not only shape its own destiny, but also its role on the global stage. The Unseen Path. As we conclude our exploration into the complex tapestry of leadership, power dynamics, and challenges within the European Union, it's clear that the EU stands as a beacon of cooperation and integration in an increasingly fragmented world. The journey through its historical context, the pivotal Franco-German axis, Germany's economic dominance, the strategic expansion eastward, the rise of emerging players, the critical role of the European Commission, and the pressing current challenges underscores the EU's resilience and adaptability. In this intricate dance of unity and diversity, the European Union continues to navigate its path forward, striving to uphold its foundational values while adapting to the ever-evolving global landscape. The challenges it faces are significant, from economic disparities and the rule of law to external geopolitical pressures and the urgent need for environmental sustainability. Yet, the EU's commitment to finding common ground and fostering a future of prosperity, solidarity, and sustainability for all its members remains unwavering. In the spirit of uncovering truths and exploring complex narratives beyond the mainstream media's reach, we invite you to delve deeper with Geoland. Geoland is a channel dedicated to bringing exclusive content that seeks to share the truth, often overlooked or ignored by mainstream outlets. Our mission is rooted in the belief that understanding our world's realities requires a perspective that's unafraid to challenge the status quo and bring to light the stories that matter. Operating anonymously, Geoland transcends the constraints that often silence critical voices, ensuring that our content remains unfiltered and genuine. In a world where information is power, we stand as a beacon for those seeking clarity and insight into the global dynamics shaping our lives. Every view, share, and subscription not only supports our mission, but also empowers us to dive deeper and bring you even more content that makes a difference. Your support helps us grow and improve, enabling Geoland to continue being a platform where truth prevails and diverse narratives are celebrated. As we navigate the complexities of our world, remember that every share and every piece of support enables channels like Geoland to thrive and bring you the content that matters. Together, we can ensure that the truth finds its voice, reaching beyond the barriers set by mainstream narratives. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Stay curious, stay informed, and let's continue to explore the world with an open mind and a critical eye.